seek him here, they seek him there. His clothes are loud, but never square. It will make or break him, so he's got to buy the best, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. And when he does his little rounds round the boutiques of London town, eagerly pursuing all the latest fads and trends, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. Oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is. Thinks he is a flower to be looked at, and when he pulls his frilly nylon and his raked up tight, he feels a dedicated follower of fashion.
Lovely Ray Davies is here. Our friend Ray Davies is here, and this time Ray's got a book out. Well, let me just tell you about Ray, just in case you've been living on Mars. Ray Davies will be forever remembered as the frontman of the iconic 60s band The Kinks, who are considered among the most influential recording artists of the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and really, Ray himself is a highly influential singer-songwriter, poet you might call him, and a very influential person. They always say about you, Ray, that you were the first Britpop artist. Is that fair? Is that good?
Well, Britpop, I'm not sure. I wrote songs about Britain.
Yeah.
When everybody started writing songs like Route 66 and Journeys Across America, I wrote songs about the M1.
And Waterloo.
And Waterloo.
Yeah.
My source, musical source, has been lyrically from the UK rather than America.
And they seek him there. Who was that guy?
That came about, I had a punch-up with a fashion designer in the 60s who accused me of wearing flares.
There's nothing wrong with flares.
So we had a fight.
Really?
I fought back with music.
Oh, that's great. It's great to be able to do that, isn't it? Really. This book is interesting because you've had a great association with London, but few, maybe British people, know that you've had a wonderful association with America over the years, and you've done a whole book about America. Why have you done a book about America, and what's it all about?
The Kinks, when we went to America in the first wave of British pop after the Beatles, we got banned for 4 years.
Why?
You have to read the book for that. Well, in short, it's bad management, bad behaviour and bad luck.
But you'd always really been fascinated with America as a boy.
That's the thing, it was a driving force musically. I had the new wave British kitchen sink attitude, but it was a music, it was a combination of that and the American music from the South. Blues music, country, Cajun music. We got banned all those years, so the book really is about how we fought our way back in America.
How did that affect your attitude to America then? Was it resentful?
It was a bit of shock really, but we missed all the key events like Woodstock. Maybe they did us a favour. But it was a big time in our careers when we were in our early prime and we could have really succeeded. We did really well there. So we went from headlining in front of 15,000 people. 4 years later we went back and played clubs holding 200 or 300.
Started all over again.
Started all over again. Even though we'd had hits like Waterloo Sunset here, Days, all those, but unheard of in America.
So how did you make your way back, and then when did you fall in love with America and why?
I've never fallen out of love with America. It's the source of all my childhood. You know, we played cowboys in India and saw Tom Mix and the Lone Ranger and all that. Wanted to be part of it. I never fell out of love with it. I was just confused by it because politically it's so different, was so different to what we behaved here. It was that quest to get back, to actually reach our peak that had been denied us in the 60s.
How did you do it?
Toured and made lots of records, changed our identity with an album called Muswell Hillbillies. That was a real breakthrough album.
Something that I'd forgotten is that you were shot. When were you shot, and you were shot in what city?
New Orleans.
What happened?
I think it was a botched robbery. I've been all over America. I've been some pretty edgy places, you know, but it could have happened in Turnpike Lane.
Where were you? Near a bank or somewhere?
No, I was just walking down the street just outside the French Quarter. Somebody came up and stole my friend's bag and I ran after him. foolishly. I was told off by the local police department for chasing a robber.
Yeah, you would be, yeah.
Yes.
They don't like people being a hero, do they?
Well, I wasn't being a hero, I was being very stupid. It's a troubled part of the world and constantly looking for money to keep going. Shamefully, I think it's probably because it's an oil port. The reason they let it exist at all, because most of the land is reclaimed in the Mississippi Delta.
Yeah.
It's a great town, though, great music town, great party town.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
But suddenly, somewhere, something happens.
Do you live in America frequently?
No, I did. When the Kinks went back to America, the head of our record company in New York made me rent an apartment there so I could be close to the culture. I've lived in there for periods of time, but never been a resident or anything. Always come back to here.
What's the secret of your longevity?
I think my secret is just keep writing, always striving to write something better, another song, top the last one, and write something that's of interest to me and fires me up.
And you keep touring as well, and you love that.
Yeah, I tour in 2 different formats. I tour as a thing I created called Storyteller for VH1, which is me playing acoustic with a guitar player.
Yeah.
And I tour with the band, played Hyde Park with my band last summer, and the next gig I'll do will be a small Storyteller gig.
And do you ever get fed up singing the old hits? I'm guessing you don't, actually.
It slots in. My secret is I always think it's the first time I've ever sung it.
Really?
And somehow, it's like a play. I sing a song you may not know called I'm Not Like Everybody Else, and it explains to the audience. I get a lot of new people in the audience that never heard of the Kinks these days. It's a learning curve for people, and the songs, in many respects, explain what I'm about.
Ray Davies' new book, it's called Americana, The Kinks, The Road, and The Perfect Riff, is out now. And yes, you heard Ray Davies, everybody. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, man.
It's our pleasure. Thank you. Ray Davies!
You really got me going. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. Yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. You really got me. You really got me. You really got me. Don't ever set me free. I always wanna be by your side. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. Yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. You really got me. You really got me. You really got me. Don't ever set me free. I always wanna be by your side. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. Yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing.
Those Kinks songs, you just cannot beat them. And he's a lovely guy, Ray. You really got me. Kinks, 10 to 4. Stephen Team.
What a back catalogue of songs, actually. What a load of songs to choose from when you're having a chat to a legendary songwriter and singer, Ray Davies, of course, from the Kinks. Actually, the Kinks will celebrate 50 years in music next year. Ray Davies has also got a new book out. It's called Americana, The Kinks, The Riff, The Road, The Story, which in itself just sounds legendary, doesn't it? And this is what Ray Davies had to say.
Americana, it sounds like a big epic, doesn't it? It's an epic title for a very personal book. Book cuts between when I was in hospital, recovering from gunshot wounds when I got mugged in 2004, back to when the Kinks first went to America. So and we got banned for 4 years for union disputes and agency screw-ups. So it's kind of an epic story, but it's a very personal journey as well. It's a journey through America, really.
As a child in post-war Britain, how did you regard America?
Well, a place full of opportunities, where you could achieve your ambitions, your goals. The place where all the fantastic-looking film stars came from, Hollywood.
I know you said all of whom had white teeth.
Yeah, perfect teeth. Particularly as I grew up on the National Health, teeth and dentists, etc. And also where the great music came from, music that inspired me, blues music, country music, Cajun music. And it was logical that I would want to go there when I became a musician.
And so, as you just alluded to, your first trip there wasn't what it might have been.
No, it was just a nightmare all the way from the time we landed. It was a clash of cultures. We're not talking about yesterday. We're talking about the 60s, just after Kennedy got shot. The Beatles had been there, the first wave of the new invasion, the British invasion, and we went there expecting it to be just like it was in the storybooks when I was at school. But it's a very mixed up place culturally, and I think to a degree, because of its size, culturally so different everywhere you go. In Minnesota there's a Scandinavian influence, the Midwest, Milwaukee, big German influence. So it's not like Britain where everything's very condensed, even though we have different pockets of culture. America is many countries in one. I found New Orleans to be very continental, French, Spanish and Caribbean.
So it seems that your relationship with America has in turn been very good and not so good at all.
Yeah. Also, people expect me, they know my name, the Kinks. They know songs like Dedicated Follower of Fashion, Well Respected Man, very English subject matter. But there are characters all over the world, and I wanted to explore them in America.
You talked earlier on about the fact that you wrote Americana when you were recovering. Where did that happen? You were shot, weren't you?
Shot in just outside the French Quarter in New Orleans. It was a sunny afternoon in winter, but it was a shock in more ways than one. And it's the events leading up to it. I was thinking of leaving England for good. I actually looked at a place to buy down there, and I was renting at the time, staying in rented accommodation at the time. And it was a bit of a jolt, really, because it was at the time known as the murder capital of America. So I must have known what I was dealing with.
Well, did you though?
No, I didn't expect it at all. Anyway, with the world the way it is now, people getting killed and shot, it's the equivalent of a toothache in the modern world, what I had. But it was still nevertheless a shock. And it made me rethink I had time to recover and really appraise my appreciation of American culture. And I still love the place. I still love the music, and the people down there are friendly. I don't know why I felt I fitted in New Orleans. It was because there's no snobbery down there musically. You either play jazz, you play rock, you play country, but it's all music.
Wow, Ray Davies from the Kinks in the company, as I said, of greatness. And you'll hear arguably one of their greatest songs. That will be the next song you'll hear. I'm talking, of course, about Waterloo Sunset.